everyone. A very good evening. I hope everybody is doing fine. We are back with yet another very interesting and very informative session of BBKP Pathshala. So, as our tradition has been, in every session we have a particular agenda that we keep in mind, and accordingly, we have a very special guest every session to help you understand the main agenda of that particular session. So this session, as the name suggests, will be focusing on IPM, that is Integrated Program and Management, a course offered by a few IIMs out there. So as the current students who are in the 12th standard must be preparing for the IPMAT exams for the year 2024, this session is going to be extremely informative for them. It will help them understand what all things they need to keep in mind before they begin their preparations, during their preparations, how they can balance between their board preparations and the preparations for the entrance tests for IPM and for that matter, any other entrance as well, right? It will help you understand what qualities you need to have in yourself so as to pursue a career in management, right? What all things and the strategies in which you can prepare for the different sections and the topics that will be asked in the exam. Right? All of these questions and many more will be answered in this particular session. Apart from these, we also have a very fun rapid fire quiz round in this particular session today. It is going to be fun, and even more fun is the guest that we have on board today. So through this session, anybody who does not know about IPM, is not really aware about the entrances that can get you admissions into the course, what all it prescribes, what is the duration of the course, the exam pattern, the syllabus, everything will be covered in this particular session. So without any further ado, let me introduce the very special guest for the evening. She took her coaching from Hitbullseye, right? And she qualified for all the 3 entrance tests for IPM. That includes IPMAT Indore, that includes IPMAT Rohtak, that includes CMAT. And she qualified for all of these 3 exams. So she's gone through the entire cycle of preparations. She's gone through the PI rounds also, and she finally made her spot in IIM Jump. So please allow me to welcome Miss Aarushi.
Hi.
Hello, Aarushi. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great as well. How does it feel to be here?
It feels like overwhelmed. I'm very happy. Very excited for the session.
First of all, congratulations for you making your spot in IIM Jammu and qualifying all the 3 illustrious exams that you have done.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's begin by knowing yourself a little bit. So please give our audiences a brief introduction about yourself.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Aarushi. I'm 18 years old. I did my schooling from my plus 1 plus 2 basically from Sacred Heart Senior Secondary, Chandigarh. And I think that's it. Like otherwise.
Okay, so are you from Chandigarh only?
Yes, I'm from Panchkula. It's near Chandigarh. So yeah, it's considered one and the same.
Right. And so tell us a little bit about your family background.
Okay, so my family background is basically commerce. My father is a businessman. My mother is a government employee. She works in LIC.
Okay.
So yeah.
Right. So it's in your blood, the management and commerce and everything. Okay, and who all are there in your family? Siblings?
My mother, my father, a little younger brother, and my grandma.
Okay, how younger is your brother? What is he doing?
He's 5-year-old. Like he's 5 years younger than me. I'm sorry. Yeah. He's 5 years younger than me. Yeah.
Okay. So he must be in school right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so where did you have your schooling from? Panchkula itself, Chandigarh itself, like you mentioned earlier, right?
My plus 1, plus 2 from Chandigarh and up till 10th, Panchkula.
Okay, and what stream did you have in your 12th class?
Commerce.
Right, great. So was it always decided for you, Aarushi? Was it always your goal that you wanted to get into an IIM and you wanted to join this integrated course, or did you have any other plans also?
Well, when I was in 8th grade, my father introduced me to actuarial science and I was very interested in it. So I became interested in commerce as a subject.
Okay.
And when I was in plus two, I got to know about this IPMAT and IPM, and I was fascinated. Like, wow! Like after plus two, I can directly go into an IIM. So why not?
Right. Right. So, what was the source of information? Where did you come to know about the course? And what were the sources from where you actually got to know the details about it and everything related to the course?
There was a seminar conducted in the school, so I got to know about it, Mahase, and then I googled it, I researched it, I saw everything, and then I was like, I went to my parents. I'm like, please put me up to a coaching, please. I want to pursue this.
Okay, all right. So, apart from IPM, were there any other entrances also that you appeared for?
Yes, I appeared for NARCI, Symbiosis, and CUET.
So, basically, all the BB entrances and the CMAT exam, right? Okay, great. ठीक है. So now if I think कोई ऐसा बच्चा है जो अभी 12th class में है, उसकी classes अभी शुरू हुई होंगी, right? So a major dilemma that anybody from that point of view would have is how to balance your preparations. I mean, of course, you have your boards coming up. You would have pre-boards also, then boards also, right? And if I talk about CVT, still you have a little similarity in the syllabus, but for the IPM, the syllabus is drastically different, right? Everything is very different. So, what was your strategy? How did you strike a balance between your preparations for the 12th boards and then preparations for these various entrances?
So I'm a fan of lists and to-do lists and schedules. So I set up a timetable. Like I would go this many hours to school studies and like 1 or 2 hours weekly, daily, how much I can manage to IPM. Like I would practice quant, I would practice LR, and I attended the weekend classes like every time I went there. I did not take a holiday.
Right.
Yeah. So I managed it this way, and like whenever the time of pre-boards and boards, I shifted my focus completely towards boards. I was focusing on them. I was like, I'll just finish them and then I'll start studying for IPM. And immediately, the boards ended, and I was like, okay, now I have to study for IPM. It's serious. It's close. I have to prepare. Yeah.
So was it actually hectic, or with proper scheduling it can be easily managed?
With proper scheduling, it can be easily managed. I had time for every other activity. Everything was managed. I had fun in my life. I had fun in the class with my friends, and I also studied. So both of them simultaneously.
Right. So if I talk from the, okay, before I get to the next section that is about the exam preparation, let me give my audiences a brief introduction about the exam and just a little background about it. So I am presuming there might be certain people who have joined us who have a little or maybe no knowledge about the entrance. So let me just give you a quick brief about it. So IPM, it stands for Integrated Program in Management. That is a 5-year management course that offers you a BBA plus MBA degree or a BA plus MBA degree, depending on what institute you're choosing to join. Right. So this IPM course, to get admissions into this particular course, there are 3 entrances that you can appear for. The first is called IPMAT Indore, that is Integrated Program in Management Admission Test Indore, which is conducted by IIM Indore, right? Then you have IPMAT Rohtak, which is Integrated Program in Management Admission Test, which is conducted by IIM Rohtak. And through this, you get admissions into IIM Rohtak and IIM Ranchi. And then you have JIPMAT. JIPMAT stands for Joint Integrated Program in Management Admission Test, which is conducted by NTA, that's National Testing Agency. It's the same organization, it's the same institute that also conducts your CVT exam, right? And through ChipMat, you get admissions into IIM Jammu and IIM Bodh Gaya. So overall, there are only 5 IIMs that are for now offering you this particular institute that you're getting into, you'll get the degree, right? And of course, what's better than pursuing your degree, pursuing your course from an IIM, your graduation from an IIM, then there can be nothing better than it. And then, of course, you have a security. So let's presume that you're somebody who's aiming to do your MBA from a older IIM, from the top 5 IIMs, for example. So in this case, what you can do is, let's presume that you got into IIM Jammu, just like Aarushi has done here, right? So in that case, what you can do is, for the initial 3 years of your graduation, you can do it from Jammu. And then for the masters, you have the choice to appear for the CAT exam, and in case you do get a better IIM, you can switch it, right? So ऐसा कोई hard and fast rule नहीं है कि आपको अपने 5 साल उसी IIM से निकालने हैं. You have an option, you can switch also. So I feel it's a very safe kind of a place, because anyway आपके पास एक IIM है हाथ में, then of course you can aim for a better IIM, just in case you're looking forward to placements and everything. Because of course IIMs are the best B schools, the best business schools that we have in our country. And of course, the top 5 IIMs that we have, that is, as we refer to them as Blackheath. So of course, the placements are better. Not saying that the placements for the baby IIMs are not that good, but in comparison, of course, the kind of faculty, the kind of environment that you'd get in an older IIM is much better. It is much more evolved, if I put it like that, right? So that's basically about the IPM course. Apart from IPM, Aarushi here also appeared for a SET, which is for symbiosis, and NPAT, which is for nasty much. So these two are also really good B schools in our country. And then, of course, CVT, as we all know, Common University Entrance Test for admissions into all the central universities like DU and so on. But our today's session is focused on IPM, so we'll be focusing on IPM only. So if I talk about the exam pattern, so in IPM, we have 3 sections. IPMAT, Rohtak and CMAT, their exam pattern is pretty similar. For IPMAT, Indore, there's a little difference. But overall, if I speak, there are 3 sections that you're supposed to prepare for. The first is called quantitative aptitude, which you can also refer to as math. Second is logical reasoning, simple reasoning, right? And then third is verbal ability, that is English. So these are the 3 main sections that you're supposed to prepare for in the exam. If I talk about IPMAT Indore, you have 2 sections for math and 1 section for English, whereas for CMAT and IPMAT Rohtak, you have 3 sections. So basically in IPMAT Indore, you do not have any reasoning. You only have 2 sections for math, right? Another very important thing to note here about IPM, the speciality about the course, is that you have higher math here. That means your 11th and 12th math will also be coming in the exam. So if you're somebody who has chosen commerce without math or does not have math in your 11th and 12th class, it can be not very challenging, but a little challenging, right? So we here will try to understand from Aarushi now, what was her strategy preparing for all these 3 sections. We'll talk about each section in depth, right? What all topics she found challenging, what all topics were easier according to her, and we'll get in depth of it. So, Aarushi, if you're supposed to tell me an overall strategy, so what was your overall strategy to prepare for the IPM? Because as compared to other entrances, IPM is much difficult, right? Because of the obvious reasons, right? So, what was your overall strategy for preparation?
So, like every other exams pattern was similar to IPM, and the syllabus covers everything. So I was just practicing for IPM, like quant, LR. My main focus was towards them, and I practiced verbal like a little bit whenever I was doing the mocks. But like basically, I focused more on quant because accuracy matters a lot because of the negative marking.
That's true. So, how long did you take for the preparations? How many months did you give it for preparing for the entrances?
I took the weekend classes around for 4 months. And then after the boards, continuously every day, I went to the classes, I practiced at home, I took the mock tests.
So we can say roughly 6 months you took for preparations. Is that accurate? Right. Yeah. So do you think 6 months is an appropriate amount of time for preparations, or you should have more or less? What is your view?
No, we should have more. I should have practiced more and like earlier, because only everyone's practicing very hard. It's cutthroat competition. Like we have to get that winning edge that we will, because the cutoffs go very up and it's difficult to clear them.
Right. So let's talk about each of the sections in detail now, so that will help our audience get a better understanding of the different topics, and of course the strategy that worked for you. And I mean, I quite frankly feel हर एक के लिए different strategy work करती हो. It does not work similarly for everybody else. But then of course, getting a testimony from somebody always helps, right? So let's begin with what was your favorite section from amongst all these three?
Quant. Maths.
Let's begin with quant. That's a very not a very common answer that quant was the favorite section. But let's begin with quant. So how did you prepare for quant?
So I feel like I'm very good in maths, touch wood. So so I went to the class at 10, and like everything was like, it was very easy. It came to me easily. Like I could practice the sums. Like it was very easy for me, I feel like. So, but I just need to like practice a little more, get that accuracy, do it in less time. So I had to practice like a lot for it. And yeah, so it was basically I could do quant easily and just had to do a little more practice.
Let's think of it from 6 months before. Let's presume that I am starting my preparations from today, and the exams are supposed to take place in July next year. So I almost have an year for preparation because it's only August. So in the initial period of your preparations, how did you begin? Did you begin from the very basics, or did you begin from the topics that you found easier? What was the strategy there?
From the basics. Begin from the basics. What you know, do what you know easily, and then just like build up, do the higher level sums, like slowly, and focus more on quant and logical reasoning because verbal is easy. We know that much English, we can do that. So majorly focus on quant.
Okay.
And like,
yeah, please continue.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I talk about quant, the challenging part here is that, of course, you don't have any calculators. And if I talk about IPMAT law, you also have sectional timings, right? So you have a limited amount of time to complete the exam. So in that case, of course, when you don't have a calculator, when you have around 40 minutes for one particular section, and you have, say, odd 30, 40 questions, let's presume, right? So of course you need to work a little bit on the calculations also, on the accuracy also. So how did you quicken your calculations and worked on the accuracy part?
Whenever I was doing the sums, I never used a calculator. I had to do it on my own. Like you have to do it on your own to quicken your calculations. Don't use a calculator. Don't give in to that temptation. I know it's very tempting, like it's such a big sum, and I don't want to do it. It's tedious, but no, do it yourself.
So you, from the very first, you mentally prepared yourself कि calculator नहीं है, दिमागी calculator उसी हिसाब से तैयारी करनी है, right? Okay. And did you have any tricks, any tips for, let's say, the formulas, because they have geometry also, you have quadratic equations, topics like these as well. So how did you memorize the formulas, for example, or anything like that? Do you have any special trick for that?
Not really. Like most of the formulas I knew from previously, like the previous classes, I have studied all of them, so it's easy. You just have to store it in your brain that no, yeah, you know it, you have to do it, and you can do it.
Right. Also, Aarushi, let's presume there's somebody who does not have higher math in 11th and 12th. So according to you, is there going to have any distinct difference during the exam, or it can be covered according to you?
It can be covered, but they will face difficulty in IPMAT Indore because this is IPMAT Indore is tough. The amount of higher maths is a lot. But for Rohtak and JIPMAT, yeah, they can easily do it. Like the maths is easier comparatively.
Right, because in Indore, like I mentioned, you have two sections. You have one section of subjective quant and the other section of objective quant. So there in objective, of course, there's no negative marking in objective, luckily. But then again, the accuracy needs to be there. So one tip that you'd want to give to somebody who's preparing for quant, what would it be?
Do only the sums you know and you're sure about. Don't take any chance. Don't take any risk because there is a chance it will be correct, but there is a chance that it will be wrong. Don't do sums you don't know. Like just be sure of the questions. Just do what you know.
Right. And during the preparations, any tip for that?
Focus whenever you're studying. Just focus on studying. Don't do anything else. Like no, don't use your phone. Don't use a laptop. Just focus on studying. And then after that, you can do whatever you want. When you're studying, just study.
It's basically a proper utilization of your time, right? Be qualitative, not quantitative, if I put it like that, right? Okay, So now let's talk about VARC, verbal ability, reading comprehension. So first of all, tell me what was your strategy again? Because here you need to focus on a lot of things. You have grammatical accuracy to work on, your vocabulary that you need to work on. So what was your strategy for that?
Well, verbal was my weakest section.
Okay.
I practiced a lot for it. I practiced all the books, all the study materials given to me in the class as well. Whenever the questions were asked, like I had to focus because it did not come easy to me. Verbal is tough. Like, but surprisingly, this year in every exam, the verbal was very easy.
Okay.
It was very easy, but prepare for the worst. So I use dictionary. I downloaded dictionary apps to help me practice different word meanings. I used to read sometimes. Hello.
So what I quite frankly feel in verbal you have yeah, Aarushi can continue with your answer. What was your tip for the VARC part?
Yeah, I was just saying that download dictionary apps, wording apps. Like you can learn vocabulary easy with it. Like it's a game. You can do it in your free time, whenever you're going, when you're in a cab or anything. You can do it easily. So like it helps enhance the vocabulary and focus on the instructions the teachers are giving during the comprehension.
Okay. So any specific tips for vocabulary? Did you read a lot of books? What was your take on that?
I cannot read books personally, so I used to watch a lot of English interviews, movies. I think that can also enhance your vocabulary like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Movies, videos, interviews of famous personalities, like yeah, grasp the word, grasp the fluency, everything.
Okay. Right, because I feel that as far as the vocabulary part is concerned, I mean, a lot of like for yourself also, because it was the weakest section according to you. I also feel that verbal, or for that matter, even English is the toughest or the most challenging part for most of the students. Because in 11th and 12th, you're not really taught the grammatical part of the English, you're taught the literature part of the English that can be quite challenging, that not a lot of people would know about. And then again, getting back to the verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and everything, it can be a little bit challenging. So that can be something. So if I talk about now the DILR section, so DILR I frankly feel is that one particular section that not a lot of students study about. It's one alien subject that nobody has studied in their 12th class because they don't have any reasoning. You would have studied a little bit of English, or you would have studied a little bit of math here and there, but reasoning is absolutely alien. So how did you prepare for that?
Like as you said, you don't study at school and everything. So when I came across it, I was like, this is so tough. I can't do it. But then I learned it. I learn the tips and the tricks to do it easily and quickly. So yeah, that's how I did it. And just practice. Like LR needs a lot of practice because every question is different. Every pattern, series, whatever it is different. You can never learn it. And you can never, it's like you can get the concept. You can, after some questions, you will get the idea of what's going on in the question. But you have to practice enough for that.
Okay, so we have a question in the comment section. Let me read it out for you. So it's from Nalin Goyal. He said, I had a question from Aarushi. Was the material from the books and the online portal in itself enough for clearing IPMAT? Or what was the strategy for vocabulary?
Yes, the material is enough. It's sufficient if you work properly and you work hard. It's more than sufficient. And for vocabulary, I downloaded apps like games and dictionary games to just word practice daily, and I used to play it instead of using social media or anything on my phone. I used to play the dictionary game. So that's how I practice vocabulary.
Yes, because as far as the vocabulary is concerned, it's endless. There is no end to how many words we have in English, right? Like I feel I myself, I mean, of course, for us, Hindi is our first language, the mother tongue. For Hindi also, I don't know all the words in Hindi, and a lot of times I do pronounce Hindi words wrong, right? So imagine English, which is an alien language to us, it can be very, very difficult. It can be very, very challenging. So I think a genuine interest in the language is something that can help you. Apart from that, of course, a little bit of reading habit, like she said, she's not like into reading at all. So in that case, you can watch English movies with subtitles that is something that can help you. Read magazines, or if you are into celebrities, read celebrity magazine, anything that gives you exposure to the language that can help you with the entire thing. Okay, so Vignesh, Manoj is asking which apps did you use? What were your apps for the vocabulary preparation?
There's no particular. I used to download like two, three, whichever pops up first on the Play Store, and I used to do that. Like I don't remember it. Random apps, exactly.
Oh, okay, all right. So DILR, as we were talking about, we came to English back again because we had certain questions. So DILR, what topic according to you was the most difficult?
Difficult, I would say, data graphs, because it's tough to study the graph. The calculation is a lot. You have to find the percentages and various other stuff. So it's a lot. Like the questions take a lot of time.
Data interpretation, right? Yeah. Okay, and the easiest one?
Easiest one, series, directions. They were very easy.
Blood relation also is pretty easy.
Blood relation, exactly. The easiest topic.
Okay, marks in. Right. So if I talk about quant, what was your favorite topic in quant and the difficult one?
Quant, I think logarithms, trigonometry, angles, geometry. I like all of it.
Okay, right. So now I'm going to ask a very genuine question, which I'm pretty sure a lot of students here would have for the same. Do you think coaching actually helps you in preparation? I mean, what advantages or benefits did you attain from taking coaching or taking help from outside for preparation?
Yes, coaching does help a lot because when we are studying, like self study, we get distracted easily. Like whenever my mom calls me, my brother calls me, my friends calling me, and I'm like, okay, I'll attend to them instead of studying. But when I'm in the coaching, I have to focus on the stuff. I have to focus on the studying. So it's very helpful to like focus, like divert your focus particularly towards studying and not anything else. Just, yeah, for 2 hours you're in the coaching center, you will study only about the entrance and you'll not do anything else. It's really
right. And then of course I feel that there's an institute that has been catering to the students of that particular entrance from past so many years. In this case, Hitbullseye has been in the business from the past 25 years, more than 25 years. So that helps you also get a better understanding about the syllabus. They know what topics are important. They know the patterns as to, as per the previous question papers, कौन से topics ज़्यादा आते हैं, कौन से important है, कौन से नहीं. So you don't have to really brainstorm about it. आपको वो serve मिल जाता है कि ये important है, ये हिसाब से preparation कर लो, right? Would you agree?
Yes, I totally agree.
Okay, so now that we have discussed about all the three sections, I would want to know. Of course, there are two, three things that makes this particular exam very, very difficult. First of all, of course, we have time management. Like I mentioned, we have sectional timings for all the three sections, at least in IPMAT and law, right? So, how did you work on your time management skills?
I used to make to-do lists and time schedule the day before that I will wake up at this time, I will study from this to this hour, then I'll relax for half an hour, 1 hour, and then I'll again study from this to this hour, then I'll use my phone, and I used to mention every small thing that I will do this from this to this. Even for like 15 minutes, I used to write that, yeah, I will do this in this time. Everything on the list. And I tried my best to follow that schedule.
Okay, right. Second challenging thing that I feel is negative marking, because you have negative marking in all of these three exams. In Indore, except for the MCQ part, but the objective part, you do have negative marking for the other two sections as well. So what was your strategy to cope up with the negative marking?
Well, like I decided that I have to do a certain number of questions. Like, for example, there were 120 questions. I'll have to attempt like 110 or 100 at least. And I have to be sure of those 100 questions. Like, I am like sure that they are correct. I will not take any risk. And if I felt like, oh, it's risky, I don't know, I'm not sure about this question, I will leave it. Like,
Right.
it's better to leave it rather than attempt it.
Right, so it's better safe than sorry, kind of a strategy, right? Okay, so now we have discussed about the exam prep. Let's move towards our very exciting round, that is the rapid fire round, right? So here, of course, I'll have a couple of questions with you to ask from you, and I want you to be really quick in your response. Okay, so it has to be a prompt. So whatever answer comes to your mind first, that should be your final answer, right? Okay, Aarushi, so no delays there.
Okay.
Should we start?
Yes.
Okay, so the first question is, if you had to compare your preparation journey to a movie title, which one would it be?
Jab tak hai jaan.
Fun. Okay, second one. One song that became your study anthem.
Spanish songs. Like, I don't understand these songs, but these are fun to listen.
Okay, right. Third one. Coffee or tea during those late night study sessions?
Coffee.
Coffee, okay. So the weirdest place you've ever studied?
In my balcony, I used to shift my table and chair to my balcony and I will study there.
Okay, a balcony. Fun. Okay, next is a fictional character you relate your academic journey to.
Rory Gilmore from Gilmore Girls.
Okay, okay, right. Which subject almost became your kryptonite?
Kryptonite, as in I'm not. I'm not.
One subject that was very difficult for you.
Verbal.
Verbal. Okay. Okay. Next question. One snack you binged on during breaks?
Chips, Lays.
Lays. Okay. First thing you did after you realized that you've passed the exam, you've qualified for the exam?
Well, I called my friends and shouted. I'm like, okay, oh my god, I cleared it. I was like on top of the world, like so excited, so happy.
Okay, so if your exam preparation had a mascot, what would it be?
No, nothing comes to my mind.
Like if you're supposed to basically identify an animal or anything towards with your preparation, what would it be?
Any animal? I don't think any. I don't know.
Oh, next question. Describe the moment you saw your result in one emoji. So supposed to enact that emoji with your face.
That shock emoji, like, oh my god, oh.
Okay,
The exam was tough this time, and I was like, no, it's not. I'm not going to clear that. And I was like, oh my god, I did.
So it's that Miss Universe wala reaction, right? Oh my god.
Exactly.
Okay. One surprise topic you wish you had prepared for more.
Number of factors, factorizations in quant, like the sum of factors, sum of powers, the remainder, and dividing and everything. It's very tricky. It's very confusing.
Okay. Which celebrity would you want to play you in a movie about your preparation journey?
Tapsi one.
Taxi
But
one.
yes.
Okay, so identity honi chahiye. That's important.
Exactly.
Right. Describe your study routine in 3 words.
Hectic, managed, and I don't know, tiring.
Okay. Lastly, one fun fact about your preparation days that nobody knows.
Whenever I was practicing quant or any like LR from the books, I used to start a show side by side, and I'm like binge the show, and I was also to practice with myself. And I'm like, "ठीक है." And my parents would ask, "कितनी रात को क्या करते हो?" And I was like, "No, I'm studying."
That reminds me when I was in college and I have done majors in economics. So we had this subject called econometrics. So this econometrics is basically a combination of economics and mathematics. So you have math also and a little bit of theories and everything also. So during my exams, whenever I used to have my final exam, so I would put in my earphones with the music and I would start doing math with it because it helps you with concentration, right? So I think that's the same thing with you also, right? Okay, so that was the rapid fire. You did okayish, not really good, or you were a little slow. First time is the charm, right? Okay, so now that we have discussed about the exam pattern, we have discussed about all the 3 sections, and I think the students would have gotten a better idea about the sections and the syllabus and everything, and of course the exam pattern. I would want to now talk about a very important thing about the exams that a lot of students tend to take for granted, and that is the mock, right? So we'll discuss a little bit about mock. Uh, right, just give me 1 second. So Vignesh is saying, I have a question about group discussion in PI. We'll discuss about PIs in a while. Vignesh, let's discuss about the mocks first, right? So tell me, Aarushi, how early in your preparation did you start appearing for mocks, or did you start taking mocks?
I was also like the kids just described. I took mocks very lightly. Like, no, they're not important. I'll just cover the syllabus first. But they're very important. It helps with time management and everything. And I realized this after my boards. Like, too late, but like, okay, I did realize at least. Yeah, so I practiced every mock, and I did the mock online at home and then practiced it next day at the institute, like offline. I used to do it twice just to be sure, just so because I'll get the answers, I'll get the questions, I'll get the memo, what is to come and what I have to do for it. And it's very important, like practice the mocks and do it honestly. Like don't cheat, don't open Google site, don't do that.
So let's presume 2 months before your exam, did you start taking mocks?
Yes, I did.
Right. So if you were given a second chance, तो कितना पहले आप मॉक्स लेना शुरू करते? जैसे तो अभी 2 महीने था, तो कितना पहले आप शुरू करते?
Well, after 1 month of the coaching of the classes, I think you should start taking them.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Now just jot down for me a couple of advantages that you think mocks have in your preparation. What support did it provide you in your preparation?
Exam format, time management, uh, exam format, and I think you'll get the
Understanding the exam.
question difficulty levels. You'll like you have to focus on the screen for 2 hours. You'll get the practice of that too. So
Right,
like
true.
strain your eyes. You cannot look at the screen for that long.
Absolutely.
You have to prepare for it.
And then also I feel it also helps you in building a strategy, right? Because you know कि आप कौन से topics गलत कर रहे हो, कौन से topics सही कर रहे हो. So because this exam has negative marking, so it helps you understand कि ठीक है ये वाला question मुझे skip करना है क्योंकि मेरा marks में भी सही नहीं हो रहा, तो यहाँ पे मैं करूंगी तो मेरे marks ही कटेंगे इस पर. So it helps you to basically choose कि कौन सा questions करने हैं, कौन से नहीं करने हैं, right?
Yeah, अगर नहीं आता तो switch to the next question.
Right. So it will help you on the exam. And of course, like you mentioned that you took the mocks online, तो आपको exam जैसा feeling देता है कि exam वाले दिन कैसा लगेगा, क्योंकि I remember when I appeared for my first competitive exam. I appeared for this banking exam. ठीक है, तो हम तो सारा प्रेपरेशन ऑफलाइन करते हैं, सारा लिखते हैं वहां पे. when the on the day of the exam I'm just figuring out कि कहाँ पे options हैं, कहाँ पे क्या है, कहाँ पे आंसर है. So it actually gives an idea कि ठीक है ऐसे ऐसे होना है. तो एग्जाम डे पे आपको कुछ एलियन फीलिंग नहीं आती. It prepares you for the day of exam, right?
Exactly. If you have to study for 2-3 hours continuously, just be ready for that.
And just taking mocks is not important. Analyzing them is very very important. ऐसा नहीं है कि ठीक है मैम ने बोला था, आरुषि ने बोला था मॉक्स देने हैं, मैंने 5 मॉक्स दे दिए, मेरा काम खत्म. नहीं, उसको एनालाइज भी करना है. एंड बाय एनालिसिस वी मीन देखो कि कौन से क्वेश्चन गलत हो रहे हैं, कौन से क्वेश्चन सही हो रहे हैं, उसके हिसाब से अपनी स्ट्रैटेजी बनाओ, राइट आरुषि?
Exactly. Like the Bullseye panel provides the whole analysis and everything. Like I used to check, like, oh, I did this wrong. Okay, this topic. I don't know this topic. This is weak for me. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do that. Okay, I'm done. Yeah.
Okay, so okay, now for the audiences, one more thing that you should know about the IPM exam or the IPM course is that these entrances, whether it is IPMAT Indore, Rohtak, CMAT, they are followed by a PI round. So you're supposed to qualify for the personal interview round also, and only then an overall analysis and an overall result is given out, telling you whether you've been shortlisted or not. There are no GDs, right? There are no group discussions. There are only PIs in IPM, right? So PIs, of course, are very, very important for personal interviews, because especially for a fresher, for somebody who's passed out 12th standard, does not really have a lot of experience. MBA वालों का तो मैं चलो तब भी सोच सकती हूँ कि कहीं ना कोई इंटरव्यू दे दिया होगा. 12th standard वालों का absolutely new. So please tell us your experience, Aarushi. How was your experience for appearing for the PI round?
There is no PI for Jammu and Bodh Gaya.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's directly based on your scores if you clear the cutoff or not.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no PI in Rohtak and Indore.
Mm-hmm.
And well, so I did not clear for Rohtak and Indore. I did not give the PIs, but like yeah, the prep is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Like the teachers provide how you have to speak, your body language, how you greet everyone, you greet the teachers. It's very important to know, like the whole process and everything. And we are very well guided through this.
Right, right. So also for PIs, apart from what Aarushi has said, it's very important that you have a general idea of things that comes with your preparation, right? Because of course you'd have a resume, a rough resume, a document that you'd carry with you, containing little details about yourself. So you need to be really sure about what you're writing, and most importantly, what are you saying in front of the panelist, especially for Indore, because Indore comes under the older IIMs, the top 5, 6 B schools that we have in our country. So it's extremely prestigious. And जितना prestigious है उतना ही difficult है admission लेना. So for that especially, I remember we had one of our students from Hitbullseye. He had qualified for the Indore interview, and we were just discussing having one of these BBKP sessions only. So I remember him saying कि मैम मैंने ना ऐसे गलती से ऐसा हॉबीज में जैसे हम लिख देते हैं कुछ भी. सो ही रोट क्रिकेट एज अ हॉबी, और द पैनलिस्ट दे आस्क्ड हिम ऑल द क्वेश्चंस अबाउट क्रिकेट ओनली. बताओ पहला वर्ल्ड कप कब जीते थे, हु इज द गर्ल. ही हैड नो आइडिया. सो यू नीड टू बी रियली श्योर अबाउट व्हाट यू राइट about and what you're saying. It's very very important. Okay, so we have a question. He's saying GDs are in Indore. No, you don't have any GDs for the undergraduate courses. जो आपके यूजी के कोर्सेज होते हैं उसमें आपके कोई जीटे नहीं होता है. For the MBA courses, जब आप CAT देते हैं, CAT के बाद if you appear for the second round, in that case you do have GDs and PIs. But for IPMAT, luckily you do not have any GDs as of now. You only have a PI round. So you need to prepare for the PI round, and the PIs are mostly online. right? They are not offline as of now, depending on the circumstance and everything. It depends. But even if it is offline or online, the preparation pretty much remains the same, right? So yeah, so your outlook towards the preparation needs to be really well. You need to know about your city, you need to know about general surroundings, last 6 months of current affairs. Also, if I talk about GK, you have two types of GK. You have static GK, you have current GK. स्टैटिक जीके वो है जो फैक्चुअल है, जो फैक्ट्स हैं जो कभी चेंज नहीं होते हैं. So for example, the number of continents, countries, and so on, right? Current है वो जो change हो रहा है. For example, who's the current PM? Who are the members of the UN or something like that. So these kind of things that keep on changing, that is your factual GK. Sorry, current GK जिसमें आपका regular news वगैरह भी आ जाता है. So you need to prepare those in detail. So guys, was everything relating to it. So in case you have any questions, any queries, anything that we have not been able to answer so far, please feel free to put it in the comment section and we'll be more than happy to help you out with it. Okay, so Aarushi, we are almost towards the end of discussion, this particular session. So I would want to know what was your family's reaction, most importantly, when you told them that you've converted IIM Jammu? What was their reaction?
Well, I was waitlisted for a while and everyone was like very worried, like, kya hoga? And like the day I cleared the wait list, everyone was happy, everyone was emotional, like it was a party in the house. Everyone was just like joyful and like jumping and like, everyone's happy.
Amazing, amazing. So side, you've made it to IIM Jammu, you have enrolled yourself for the IPM course. What are your plans for future?
I'm sorry, can you please repeat? Network connection.
Yeah. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, I am.
So I was asking, what are your future plans now? Now that you've enrolled yourself in the course, you are in IIM Jammu. What are your future plans?
Well, for the 5 years, I'm going to study hard.
Okay.
I'm going to keep my company with a high package, obviously. And yeah. So the next.
Okay. So are you planning to do your masters also from IIM Jammu, or are you going to prepare for CAT also?
I think I'm going to prepare for CAT also, but the backup plan is IIM Jammu for MBA, but I will give just in case.
Okay, and a very interviewee kind of a question, but where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Do you have any particular profession in mind that you wish to get in, or is it like go with the flow kind of a thing?
It's also go with the flow kind of a thing. Also, I want to pursue as a financial analysis, a data analysis, in statistics or some sort of.
Okay.
Yeah. But we'll see.
But then I also feel it's all about destiny. A lot of things depend on your luck, and you need to be in the right place at the right time, or then things to work out, right? It's basically
in the upcoming 5 years. I don't know where my mindset will be and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So you are in your first year right now, right? Have the classes started?
No, the session will begin from 5 September. Like you have to report at the end of the August. But yeah.
Okay, and it is an in-campus program, right? So you'll be living in the hostel only for the 5 years.
Yes.
So you must be pretty excited. Have you packed your bags, done with the preparations, everything?
Yes, I am almost very excited to go. I'm like, please, jaldi.
You have September.
I can't wait any longer.
Right. So it's good. Okay, so Aarushi, now for the people who are preparing for the exam next year, what are your last minute or a few tips that you would take away from your journeys or mistakes that you think you have done and you would not want other people to do? So what are your tips, suggestions for them?
Don't be overconfident. Even if you know certain things, even if you feel that you're very good at it, please practice it. Verbal also is very equally important, and like, every section is equally important. They determine your score. So just focus on everything and equally. And just like have fun also with your life. Like you're not getting these years back, but equally, like just devote equal time to everything. And time management is must, like very important. Like just make schedules, list whatever works for you. Manage your time, do studying, have fun, and just enjoy. Like basically.
All right, all right. So, guys, people out there who are aiming for IPMAT, who are aiming for to secure an admission into the IPM course next year, the entrances will most probably take place between the months of May or June, or maybe July. May, June, July इन 3 महीनों में ही हो जाते हैं. So you have almost an year for your preparations. So if you're aiming for it, if you have gotten enough information, pull up your socks, begin your preparations now, because of course, then like she mentioned, that you also have your boards to prepare for. You'll also have other entrances, because of course not everybody just focuses on IPM. There are a lot of other entrances. You have CUET, you have SET, you have NPAT, you have Christ University. All of these have multiple options there, right? So if you begin early, you'll be able to suffice enough time for each of these entrances. You'll not be in a rush, right? So the sooner you begin, the better your preparations are going to be. In case you have any questions, any other queries that we have not been able to answer, please post it in the comments and we'll get back to you about it. I hope you enjoyed today's session. I hope you got some information out of it. I hope you found it useful, worthy of your time. And next week, or maybe next week, we'll be back with yet another important and significant session for you that will help you in your preparations for the various undergraduate exams. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy, enjoy your weekend, right? And I'll meet you in the next session. Thank you so much, Aarushi. Thank you for your valuable time. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.